Hello, and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the NECA Cult Classics Hall of Fame, Captain Spaulding. So yes, Captain Spaulding is from the two Rob Zombie films, House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects, which is the better one in my opinion. And he is also probably one of the most interesting characters from the movies, although all of the main characters are very crazy and very interesting. So yeah, he is here in his circusy presenter clowny outfit. And there are other versions of this figure. Of this particular figure, there's one where he's just got a t-shirt on and not the fancy stuff. And then there's other Captain Spaulding figures that are from The Devil's Rejects, where he's not all painted up and just looks like Sid Haig. So yeah, this is a NECA figure, which means articulation's not necessarily good, and it's not really on this figure. But of course the detail is really, really cool. And we're just going to go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, detail, sculpt, paint, all those sorts of things. Alright, here we have Captain Spaulding, and just before I go on to anything else, I just want to say that the detail on this guy is really, really, really cool. Head up here, zoom in on all the nice face paint stuff, as well as this bow tie right here in a minute, as the details in that general area are just spot on. He has this nice sort of pearlescent chest bit here, which is actually like a rubberized cloth, and it almost looks like it's like silk or something, like it's actually a legitimate cloth. As to these little pom-pom thingies here, I actually thought that these were little real pom-pom-y, fabric-y kind of things before I took it out of the packaging, but they're not. They're little rubbery pieces of plastic. Over here on the shirt, steel pearlized on the sleeves, got little stars and stripes there. Down there on the pants, you got big purple starred leg here, and a stripy leg there. He has very dirty clown shoes on, which sort of contrasts the rest of his outfit, which is very clean. Turn him over on the back, just sort of continues the costume, and it all looks very nice. Now I want to zoom in on his head, and I also want to zoom in on his hands, and while I'm doing that, I'll show you his extra hands as well. Alright, here you can see his head, and you can see his bow tie. First of all, his bow tie is the little bow tie that he wears in the movie, and you pull that string, and it lights up and goes ch-ch-ch-ch and chatters and stuff. So you can see very good detail and accuracy on that. If you can see his face paint, it's a bit blotchy, like it was actually applied. And of course the face sculpt is just spot on for Sid Haig. The beard looks nice. If you turn his head downward, you can kind of see that it fades a bit to the back of his head, which is just bald skin color. So that is just a really, really nice job on the face sculpt there, in my opinion. And it's really just spot on. So let's look at his hands really quick. Alright, you can see here on his hands, he has those little tattoos that he had in the movie, with hate tattooed on one hand, and love tattooed on the other. And let's just quickly look at his alternative hands. There's some nice rude gesture hands, with the same tattoo detailing on them. So let's zoom out and look at his articulation. Alright, articulation-wise, Captain Spaulding's head will go all the way around to a little bit, so it does rotate a little bit, but it won't quite go all the way around. And rocks up and down, side to side. Not too bad a motion. Ball joint shoulders, in and out, forward and back. Same for the elbows, rotation, in and out. Cuts at the wrists. Has a waist cut underneath this rubber bit. He rotates at the ankles to help with balance, I imagine. So, yeah, not much below the waist, and elbows don't really bend quite that well. But he has articulation that is better than certain things, so it's not half bad, but it certainly could be a lot better. Anyway, we've already covered his extra hand, so he only has one other accessory. Let's take a look at that. He comes with a little tiny Uncle Sam style top hat, with a little elastic band which allows you to stretch it over the top of his head, and it actually stays there really nicely. I thought it might slip off or something, but it fits on there really well. Let's demonstrate that real quick. And you can see it here demonstrated on the top of his head, and it is elastic to him, and it fits on there very nicely. It looks appropriate, and all of those sorts of things. So yeah, that's all of his accessories, everything. Let's move on to his packaging. Alright, his packaging is a bit different than the other NECA figures I've been reviewing recently. It is a wider sort of design with the labels off to the side here. So you have your big window here, Captain Spaulding down there at the bottom. This backdrop here is actually a piece that you can take out. I just didn't want to bother with it. But it's a little cardboard cutout, and you can see it says no turning back, and it's got a big demon head on there. So you can actually use that as a backdrop for him if you wish. Over here on the side, Cult Classics Hall of Fame, written and directed by Rob Zombie, House of 1,000 Corpses, and it's kind of like a film poster sort of thing. On the back, picture of Captain Spaulding, little descriptions and things, and a picture of some other figures, which seem to be the Crow. And it says something about Halloween there, though I don't actually see much of a figure. And Captain Spaulding from House of 1,000 Corpses. So, yes. And that's pretty much it. Certainly good for in our out-of-package display. So, yeah. Captain Spaulding. Alright, that wraps it up for Captain Spaulding. So until next time, goodbye. Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like and comment and subscribe and all those sorts of things if you enjoyed my video. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.